Hey everyone, today's video is about what Mineta comments on your body and makes you insecure. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's get going. You were walking down the hallway with Bakugou, your boyfriend of 2 years. You were both laughing and talking, enjoying each other's company. Suddenly, you heard a voice. Hey, Wan, your body looks weird, Mineta said. You froze. You didn't know what to say. What? Bakugou asked, stepping in front of you. Who are you talking to? To her. Her body looks weird, Mineta said, pointing at you. Bakugou's eyes widened in anger. What did you say? He asked. I said, her body looks weird. It's so lumpy and stuff. Mineta repeated once again. Bakugou took a step towards Mineta, but he grabbed his arm. It's okay. He's not worth it, Bakugou. I'm not worth it. I'm the one who's right here. He's the one who's not worth it. I said it's okay. You said, pulling Bakugou away. You and Bakugou continued walking, but you could feel Bakugou's anger radiating off him. He knew that he was still upset about what Mineta had said, and he didn't want him to do anything stupid. Are you okay? He asked you. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just Mineta. I know. He's a real jerk. He put his arm around you and pulled you close to him. But you really don't have to worry about him. You're beautiful, Lion, and I love you. He smiled and leaned into him. I love you too. You and Bakugo continued, and he felt a little better. He knew that Bakugo was right. You were beautiful, and you didn't have to let Mineta's words get to you. But even though you knew that, it was still hard to shake the feeling of insecurities. You couldn't help but wonder if Mineta was right. If anybody saw you like he did. Was your body really weird? You tried to push those thoughts out of your head, but they just kept coming back. You started to feel more and more self-conscious about your body. You started to avoid wearing revealing clothes, and you even started to avoid going to the beach. One day, Bakugou noticed that you were acting differently. What's wrong? He asked. You hesitated for a moment, but then he told him that you were feeling insecure because of what Mineta said. Bakugou was furious. He wanted to go and find Mineta and teach him a lesson. But you stopped him. It's not worth it. He's not worth getting in trouble for. Bakugou agreed, but he was still very angry. He didn't understand why someone would say something so hurtful to you, especially Mineta. Sorry, but he didn't have any looks either. You tried to forget about what he said, but it was really hard. The words kept replaying in your head, and you couldn't shake the feeling of insecurities. It's not about Mineta himself, but what if other people saw you just the way he saw you too? What if people saw that your body was weird, lumpy, and everything that he said? Wouldn't that be awful? One day, you decided that you had had enough. You were not going to let Mineta's words control you anymore. He's not worth it. You looked in the mirror and told yourself that you were beautiful. You told yourself that you didn't need anyone else to tell you that. Maybe Bakugou, but everyone else after him didn't matter. You started to wear the clothes that you wanted to wear, and you started to go to the beach again. You were still a little self-conscious sometimes, but you were still learning to ignore those thoughts. You were learning to love your body, just the way it was. And you knew that Bakugou loved you too, no matter what. One day, you were feeling particularly good about yourself. You had been working out regularly, and you were starting to see results. You were wearing a new dress that you loved, and you felt confident and beautiful. You were walking down the streets when you saw Mineta again. He was sitting on a bench, ogling a group of girls. He then saw you and smiled. Hey, Lion, you look very beautiful today. Disgusting, he muttered and walked away from him. He kept walking, but you could feel Mineta's eyes on you. He knew that he was probably thinking about what he said before, but he didn't care. You were not going to let him ruin your day. You went about your business, and you didn't think about him again. A few days later, you were at the beach with Bakugou. You were swimming and sunbathing, and you were having a great time. Bakugou was sitting on a towel, reading a book. He looked up and saw you swimming. You look beautiful, he said. You smiled. Thank you. You swam over and sat down next to him. I'm glad you think so. I've been working hard to feel good about myself. I can tell. You're glowing. You smiled. Thank you. I really feel good. You leaned over and pecked Bakugou. He pecked you back and you felt your heart melting. He knew that you were beautiful, and you knew that Bakugou thought so too, that he loved you, and that was all that mattered to you. You spent the rest of the day at the beach, enjoying each other's company. You swam, sunbathed, and talked. You laughed and played, and you had a wonderful time. When it was time to go, you were both sad to leave, but you knew that you would be back soon. As you walked back to the car, you held Bakugou's hand. You felt happy and content, and you knew that you were loved. You were finally able to love yourself, and you were finally able to let go of Mineta's words. You were free. After enjoying the feeling of the sun on your skin and the gentle breeze in your hair, you were both happy and content. You were grateful for Bakugou and his support. He had always been there for you, and he had never made you feel like you weren't good enough. He loved you for who you were, and that was all that mattered to you. You knew that you probably would never forget about what Mineta had said, but you also knew that you didn't let it define you. You were beautiful, inside and out, and you were finally starting to believe it. You smiled to yourself as you thought about the future. You knew that there would be challenges ahead, but you were confident that you could face them together. You had Bakugou by your side, and that was all you needed. You continued walking, and you felt the weight of the world lift off your shoulders. You were free, finally, and nothing could ever make you feel insecure again, especially not Mineta's words. He was just an immature kid, right? Thank you guys for listening. Hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Goodbye.